What is up, everybody? Welcome back to League Unlock. Eric and Mark with you guys. Take a very deep breath if you're from North America, because Team Liquid did it, Mark. They took down IG. No one believed in them, except for Kobe, of course, because he never doubted them, which is the theme at MSI.
God bless Kobe, man. What would we be doing here without Kobe? Got to give Kobe credit. He got C9 into the semifinals this past year.
Let this man cast every NA game.
He is NA's golden boy here. God bless Kobe with a great prediction.
So obviously, Liquid taking down the defending world champions and the favorites for the entire tournament is a relatively big upset, but in the context of the entire history of League of Legends, where does this upset rank all time? Because there have been some insane, on big stages, upsets, underdogs coming through against tournament favorites, but this is one of the biggest stages, MSI knockout round, and it's a best of 5 series, so it's immediately at the very worst, right near the top.
When I think about all the biggest upsets I've ever had the privilege of watching in League of Legends, instantly this jumps out right into that top tier, making you say, like, you know what, this might be the biggest upset, this might be the second or the third, but it is of at least that caliber, and that is something to say here. What we have just witnessed, this level of an underdog finding a way to be actually, again, the better team on the day. That's what's so impressive about this upset here from Team Liquid. Isn't just who they're going up against, of course, defending world champions. What bigger stage could you want than them and at MSI here, do or die? And the best thing is, again, that your performance, your individual play today is the reason you won. Absolutely the better team, better players, better performance on this day. Team Liquid with the full-on upset, one that is absolutely for the legend books.
And keep in mind, it's the defending world champions in peak form after a dominant group stage in a meta that perfectly suits their team, and a Team Liquid squad that struggled. A sub 500 record, only got into the knockout rounds on the very last game that they played, and it doesn't even take 5 games for them to do it. I think there's really 3 other games or series that you can kind of talk about in the same category, but I don't think any of them reach this level. Obviously, you've got way back in 2015, WE versus the GE Tigers at IEM. That's when the Tigers were LCK champions, or they were dominating in Korea, and WE was at the time a 9th place team in the LPL. They take them down, but that was only a best of 3.
Yeah, best of 3, come on. This is still a huge upset, of course, given the implications of where these teams were in their respective standings in their leagues and what you were expecting heading into this match. WE really did provide that young firepower that you wanted to see in here to pull off the upset. But you're right, best of 3, you can't put it in the same category as this upset.
Yeah, and it was the semifinals in that one. Then you've also got, of course, just last year, I think this is the closest one you can talk about. It's RNG versus G2, but the difference is you did see some struggles from RNG in that group stage. I think you did a bit with IG as well, by the way, but the meta was not there for RNG. It was all about solo laners, and we know that they're playing through Uzi, so that's one difference there. And I mean, G2 took an extra game, so it's not even impressive, right?
Exactly. You gotta give the 4 games to 5 game advantage to Team Liquid here. But I will say one of the things that is comparable between that victory there is the way that it was done. Full team victory, every part of the roster getting it done and finding ways to make the outplays be the better player on the day. And I think, yeah, the only other way that you can put it into the level of these upsets is getting a wild card region team ahead of what was the Rocks Tigers here. And this is the upset that is Albus Lunas Nox.
Yeah, I think you almost have to include that entire Albus Nox story if you're talking about just overall insanity for upsets. You've got to include them beating out NA and EU and taking a game from Korea and going to a tiebreaker to finish first in your group at the World Championship. I think if you put that whole story and tie it with a bow, then maybe you could compare it to this TL one, but I don't think any of those are to the same level of this one at MSI, the Tournament of Champions in a best of 5 series.
For me right now, the biggest upsets, the best upsets in League of Legends do fall down to the RNG G2 series, and right here what we witnessed today with Team Liquid getting the 3-1 advantage over IG. This is absolutely one to remember here. This is one for history, and this is one to enjoy as an NA fan, absolutely.
These are tournament favorites that were RNG and IG coming into this, and they go down to North America. So yes, they're probably the two biggest upsets of all time. And let's just take a moment to appreciate the beauty that is competitive League of Legends right now, that you actually have, for the first time, going back to last year's Worlds, you have Western teams that can actually challenge the very best.
This is one of the best things about esports and sports in general here, are these type of upsets, these situations where everything looks in the favor of the other squad here, but the determination, the willpower of these players and what they're able to do, how they're able to manipulate the skills into the game there. This is what you watch. This is why they're professionals and they're the top of the top here. This was a real treat to watch today.
I just want to say that the last 8 to 10 months or so, all those Riot script writers, they need a pay raise because they're doing great work over there. Can't wait to see what they have in store for the rest of the year and at this year's World Championship.